Good evening to one and all. And this is Shushma, lead coach at Ethnus. At Ethnus, and we have today with us Miss Rashmi Malhotra, who has experience of working in HRBP for 18 plus years. She has worked with various organizations such as Crawford, ZTV Group, and a few others. She's completed her MBA from Amity and her BE from Kurukshetra University. She belongs to Delhi but has been residing in Bangalore for the last 10 plus years. We have Ms. Rashmi Malhotra, corporate trainer and coach, with us today to take us through what are the tips and things that you would require to ace your interview. Make the best use of today's session. Ask ma'am as many questions as you would like to. She will answer your questions towards the end of her session. So please be patient. Thank you so much. Welcome, Rashmi.
Thank you, Sushma. Thank you for the introduction, and I'll take it over from here.
Thank you.
My introduction is already given to all of you, so I would not waste time because already we were dependent on the technology, and somehow, we could not start the session at 5:10. So let's move forward. I'll start with how to ace the interview. We'll go one by one. Can you move to the next slide? Yeah. So I want to understand the kind of audience, Sushma. Is it that we are having all the freshers, or we have few people who are experienced as well?
No, we have only freshers with us in this.
Yeah. So I'll focus from fresher perspective.
Yes.
Let's go ahead. Whenever we are planning for some interview, we have completed some kind of a course. So we would be doing some kind of pre-interview preparation before we are going for interview. So what are the various things that we have to keep in mind when we are going for before the interview? So let's move forward one by one. First one is review your CV. It's very important that we have a beautiful CV. Not beautiful in terms that it should look beautiful or we do the makeup of the CV. It should have brevity in terms of the information we want to share with the hiring manager or the interviewer who would be taking our interview. It should have all the information, whether it is your professional front, it is your personal front, your qualification, your strengths, your achievements. So it should be having complete information. It should be an integrated, or I can say it should be like your me incorporated. It is telling about yourself, each and everything what you want to tell to the hiring manager. And what is the latest trend as far as the CV is concerned? Most of the people are nowadays carrying a colored CV. I'm not telling you to take a colored CV, but I'm sharing the latest trend also that is going on in the industry. They are taking a colored CV with a colored photograph in formal dress. Okay. Second point is that we should have idea about the organization that we are applying for. We should do the research of the company in terms of what is the business of the company, who is there on the board, who is there in the management, and what the company is looking forward in terms of its vision, its mission. We should have idea of all that stuff when we are going or approaching for an interview. Third thing is we should always dress in formals. I understand when we are approaching, especially the crowd that I am addressing today is from IT background. So most of the companies are nowadays not following the formal attire as far as IT industry is concerned. I can see people, wearing the jeans also and going to office. But as far as interview is concerned, it looks good and it gives a first good impression to the hiring manager if we are in formals. It's also very pertinent that when we are going for the interview, before that we should have a sound sleep so that we are relaxed, we have eaten well, and we can focus on the interview in terms of the questions being asked. Identify the interview location, very critical. So you should not reach the interview location late. Like today in the presentation, we started late because we were not well prepared in terms of sorry to say, but we had not done the mock in terms of checking our presentation whether we are able to share or not. So similarly, it's very important that we should be reaching the interview location in time, or rather I would say 10 minutes before the scheduled interview time. We should be reaching in time. We should reach well before 10 minutes. And again, it is quite significant that the position or the role that we are applying for, we should have a grasp of the job analysis of the entire role that we are looking for. And what do you mean by job analysis? We often use the terminology job description. From where this job analysis is coming from? So there are two parts of job analysis. One is job description, other one is job specification. This is entire HR terminology, but I'm trying to make you understand because it is important. So job description is telling about the role, what all roles and responsibilities you would be having in the organization, and job specification will tell about the competencies or skill set that you should be having with the qualification and the necessary experience that the company is looking forward for. Then is the mock interview. It is always advisable that before going for interview, you stand before the mirror and speak to you. It's always good, you are doing the practice of the various questions that the hiring manager can ask you. If possible, research the interviewer. Nowadays everybody is on LinkedIn, and you can easily find out what kind of interviewer he or she is. Whenever you are going before the interview, you should be going to the LinkedIn and checking what kind of person you would be meeting tomorrow. So this is what it is. Next, I would say that it is good that you visit various media websites in terms of Glassdoor, Ambition Box. These are some of the social media sites where you can get the uh, reviews of the organization. Yeah, it is very important that we join the organization, but at the same time we should look forward for at least a tenure of 2 to 3 years, and to adjust in the company, to be a cultural fit, you to be liking the company. It is important that we research the company first. We find out what are the reviews of the company on the social media. That will give an idea whether we should join this organization or not. Or if we are having, say, 2 3 offers in our hand, and we are perplexed in terms of which company to join in, then we can definitely research their social media reviews and then go ahead. Like you are doing, if you are buying something on the Amazon, you are always going for the reviews. What are the customers saying about that product? Similarly, company, we should be finding out the reviews of the company on the social media website. So these are few of the pointers that we should keep in mind when we are going for pre-interview preparations. Can we move to the next slide? Yeah. So, like I said, we don't have to make a beautiful CV. We don't have to do makeup of the CV, but there are few pointers that we should keep in mind, which are the characteristics of a good CV. What all the CV should contain? What should be the contents of the CV? What all information should be mentioned in the CV? So, let's move forward. It says that it should be easy to read and understand. We should not use complex language. We should use, a format in terms of mentioning above our professional qualification, mentioning our experience, then our personal details. So it should have some order in terms of how the CV is being made. You can go to Google and you can get a hell lot of CVs on the Google. So you should try to find out how the information should be portrayed on the CV. And many people are paying to social media website in terms of they are paying to the Naukri or some other websites to make a good CV. But it's nowadays it's very easy to prepare a good CV. It should be concise, it should be brief, it should talk about maximum information about you, and CV should not be more than 1 or 2 pages. CV should be brief. There should not be any errors on the CV. So please do a grammatical check in terms of what you are mentioning in your CV. It should have attention to detail. It should tell, if you are an experienced person, and it should tell proper experience about you, what you have done in your previous role. Because hiring manager look forward for certain experience. So that entire thing should be mentioned as per the job role. Don't use I or me. It is never advisable that we should be using I or me in the CV. We should highlight our talent skills as per the job role. Now we are applying for say, I'm giving an example. If we are applying for, say, IT engineer, so our skill set should reflect, our talent should reflect, our achievement should reflect all the competencies that should be there in IT engineer. It should cover all areas. Like I said in the beginning, it should talk about your competencies, skill set, qualification, your personal details, and if you have any experience. It should also reflect your strengths, trainings, and achievements, if any. We should minimize the use of abbreviations, because hiring manager may not be able to understand certain abbreviation. It's always good that we write in proper full sentences rather than using the abbreviation. Margins at the side and bottom, so CV will look very impressive. It will create an impression on the hiring manager if it is having a proper look. That is why I said we should be having margins on the side and the bottom. We can go move to the next slide. Okay, so now comes the interview. We have reached the office where we have to be, where we'll be interviewed. Okay, or if it is online, then also these things will apply. So let's go for the behavior. Now questions will come late. Let's go what kind of behavior we should be having when we are we are facing the hiring manager or the interviewer, or it can be HR manager or anybody who is going to take our interview. We have to be very, very confident. Confidence is the key for each and everything, whether it is interview or other ways also in our life. Confidence is something that can bring success to us, but don't be overconfident. We should be confident in terms of making ourselves, our mind train that we have a positive attitude, we are going to clear this interview, we know everything. So we should be confident. Second is that we should show our interest and passion, and our body language should be such that if hiring manager is asking a certain question in terms of understanding the role or what value addition will give to the organization, that we should be showing our interest in that organization. We should be showing our passion. Yes, I want to be IT engineer and I want to join your organization. Be cognizant and honest. Try not to bluff in the interview. Be honest. Whatever you are answering to the hiring manager, everything should be, with honesty. You should be answering to the hiring manager. Be cognizant means you should be aware of your field. You should be aware about the company. You should be aware about the hiring manager. Keep a smile on your face. Smile speaks and creates positive impressions. Be relaxed. Again, it comes to confidence and be relaxed. You have eaten well, you have slept well, so you'll be relaxed. Take down notes if required. Few people will be hesitant, I'll take out my notepad and start writing what he's saying. So what will he think about me? So nobody thinks about anybody. To be very frank, I want to say that if you feel that you should be taking down notes, even if you are not able to clear the interview, then also you should take down notes of certain positive things or certain things which are adding on to your knowledge when he's talking to you. There is no harm, because sometimes we end up forgetting certain things, and if he again asks us the same question in a different format, then we should be having our notes. You should be listening to the question carefully, and there is no harm if you are asking the interviewer again that can you please repeat your question instead of answering it wrongly. So no harm in asking or repeating the question. Answer to the point. Don't make credible stories. So we should be asking, we should be asking that if you want the question to be repeated, let the question be repeated, and you should not be making any stories out of it. They are looking forward for to the point answer, and it depends on person to person. Few people would like to roll the ball again and again, asking the similar question in some or the other formats, but you should be answering to the point. Be mindful of your body language. Body language is something which plays a very important role. You should be having eye contact with the hiring manager. You should not be folding your hands like this and sitting in front of the hiring manager, and certain key aspects. You can study the body language on Google, how you should behave in an interview. Maintain eye contact, very important. That shows your confidence and your understanding for the organization, your passion for the organization. Demonstrate your achievements, and expertise. So if given an opportunity, so don't unnecessarily speak. If we ask you what are your achievement, then go ahead and speak on your achievement. Certain interviewers are giving you time, can you give us your introduction? In that also you can talk about your achievements and your success or your expertise. Always start by saying thanks for the opportunity. It gives a good impression. And always remember, there should not be any disturbing element when you are attending the interview. Your mobiles should be on silent, and there should not be any disturbing thing, when you are attending the interview. Let's go to the next slide. Now, I'll discuss few of the questions that are being asked for when you are going for the interview. This is especially from the point of view of human resource department, HR department, because the first round is being taken by HR only. Hiring manager or technical interviews come later on. So let's follow this STAR approach. What is STAR approach? STAR is an approach of how to answer questions. STAR, as the name, as abbreviation is, it says situation, task, action, and result. So, whatever is the situation, basis that, what task you would have done or what responsibility you would have taken, basis that, what was your action and what was the final outcome. So, I'm giving you an example. Say, if the hiring manager asks you a question that, have you ever handled a conflict at workplace, or have you ever handled a conflict in your college time, or have you faced a situation in your college class, in your college, in a class, if you're attending, and some problem happened, uh, something happened, some indiscipline happened in the class, so how you handled it, being the captain of the class. So imagine that situation. Take up the responsibility that you were the captain of the class. What you would have done to, what you had done to handle that situation, what action you took, and what was the result. So basing this star approach, all the personality interview questions should be answered. Now I'm going one by one to various questions that can be asked. One question can be, how would you describe yourself, introduce yourself, brief us about yourself, can we know you as a person, what are your strengths and weaknesses. So all these questions have similar answer, and there is a set format. You should be telling about yourself, your qualification. If you have experience, you should highlight your experience, and it should be brief. It should be brief, but it should cover all the areas. Second is, what are you passionate about? Now, this is a very, very important question. When they are talking about passionate about, and you are going for the position of IT engineer, whereas you are telling that I'm passionate about cricket, then it doesn't make any sense. So your answer should be relevant to the job role that you are applying for. So if you are applying for IT engineer, you should say, I'm interested in technology. I'm interested in learning new languages. I'm interested in learning new applications. So this is what I have learned in the last 1 year. So keep your interest, your passion, relation to your profession. This is very critical. Next is, do you prefer working in team or independent? Again, this is a question which is very tricky. They want to find out whether you can work in a team or not. You can. Am I audible, Sushma? Is it going fine?
Perfect. It's going well.
Okay. So they want to find out whether you can work in a team or not, or you want to restrict yourself, in independent working, because companies look forward for somebody, who can work in a team. Because even if you are IT engineer, you may be working from home, or you may be following the hybrid model wherein you may not be meeting many people. At the same time, you may have to coordinate with HR department, you have to coordinate with certain support functions like finance or other IT, project manager of yours. So from that angle, it is very important that we work as a team. It reflects your comfort of working with the people, your flexibility. Okay, how do you define success? So success means different to different people. So there is nothing wrong or right for this answer, but you have to relate your success with your job. What kind of job you are looking for, what is your aim in life, what are your aspirations in life, why are you interested in this role? Why should we hire you? What value addition you bring to us? Very critical question. This is something which can make, and you may be hired at the same time. Few interviewers, at that point of time only, they will say you, yes, you are selected. So this question can make you and get selected at the same time. So how you should answer this question? So value addition is something each and every organization looks for. So what you can bring on the table? Like if you have to sell a product, you'll tell all the attributes of the product, the qualities of the product specifications, and basis the customer interests. Similarly, you have to tell that you have all in what the hiring manager is looking forward in you. So here you should talk about your value addition, what you can bring on the table for the hiring manager. What are your achievements? These achievements can be, because you are freshers, so these achievements can be related to your college achievements or some achievements in your institute, like Ethnus, you are doing some course. So here also you may be having some achievements in terms of your certain certifications you have done, certain achievements in terms of clearing certain courses before time, something like this. So why are you leaving your current job? This is for the experienced people and it may not relate to you. So let's go to the next slide. Yeah, few more questions, because these questions, I know these questions are available on Google. You will search personality interview questions, but you need a guide on how to answer this question. So we'll come at the end. You can ask me all the questions or your queries at the end, but I'm discussing on few questions that, being HR head, I was asking to the interviews, and they are available on Google as well. So let's move forward. Describe any stressful situation you handle. Now they want to check your flexibility. They want to check whether you can work under pressure or not. So you should be answering how you have handled, if you have certain examples, in your college, how you handle certain situation when you were at stress during the exam time, how you handled the exam stress, so that you can bring in here. You can give some anecdotes related to it. Have you ever made a mistake at work? How you have corrected it? Again, they want to find out, because humans are, we cannot be free from errors. We end up making errors, but at the same time, if we take responsibility and owners of our errors and we correct it, then that means, and we do not recommit it, that means we have learned from our mistakes. So you can give example here as well. You can give us some story, some brief story, and then explain this. Have you faced any kind of conflict at work? How you have resolved? So conflict at work, this is for experienced people, but at the same time in your college there can be conflicts. There can be conflicts with the professor, there can be conflicts with your peers. So how you handled it, you can give the example. What are your aspirations in life, your aim in life, your long term goals? So you should have your short term goals, you should have your long term goals. You can explain that this is what I want to be. Right now I want to be working with your company. I see myself working for your company from 1st of Feb, something like this, which is quite positive. And you can say that within 5 years time, or maybe 10 years time, I want to be IT director of your company. So you can mold your questions in such a way that it reflects your positivity and even tell what you want to do in life. How will you handle different personalities at work? Again, critical question. We have spoken about teamwork. Same is personalities. We'll have different personalities. Few people may be aggressive, other people may be subdued, a few people may be very assertive. So how to handle different people, how to handle different people at workplace? It is similar like our family. Father may be aggressive, mother may be subdued. So how to handle different personalities at in our family? Similarly, we have to handle at work. You can give some examples how you have handled, if you have any anecdotes. Discuss any tough situation handled by you at work. Again, it comes to experienced people, but still it can be related to college life as well. Discuss about the time you said no at work. So they are looking for a person who knows assertiveness, because to each and everything you cannot say yes. They give you some task, okay, I'll handle this. Again, they give you some task, yes, I can handle it, whether it is my role or not. Because it's very important to be at, in our core job rather than handling the non-core activities, because non-core activities may not be bringing the efficiency in us. So it is quite important that we know how to say no at work. At the same time, maintain a balance. The person should not feel bad. So how to say no, there are various books on it. You can read, and my suggestion would be read more and more on internet and books. Discuss how to stay motivated at work. What are your hobbies? How do you pursue them? They want to understand whether you can maintain a work life balance or not. Is it that you join the office at 9 a.m. in the morning and you work till 6 p.m. in the evening, or you work till 9 p.m. in the evening? You don't have work life balance. How will you handle family? Few people may be married, few people may be planning to marry in 1 or 2 years. So how you will handle work as well as family? Why would you like to join our company? So you have to tell the strengths of the company. You have heard about the company is quite recognized, you have done your research on the company. You should talk about the company as well as how you relate to the organization, how you can add value to the organization. So that is this question. So there can be many questions which may be related to your personality, which can be related to your teamwork, you being a fresher in the college, how you have handled various scenarios. They can give you all these questions. And the last one is describe yourself in 3 words. It's the questions that HR may be asking, or I would say that 90% of the HR managers may be asking you. So this question has to be handled with your strengths, about your strengths. Any 3 strengths of yours because of which you feel that you are successful till date and you would be successful in future as well. We can go to the next slide. Okay, these are few of the technical questions. I'm not a technical expert, but being an engineer, I understand what can be questioned, what can be the typical question that may be asked in the IT related interviews. So let's move. How comfortable you are working with Java, cloud computing, IT help desk, Python, or other latest languages that which are in the market. Whether you have the cognizance of that or not, you have awareness about that or not. Are you learning any new language? They want to find out. They want to find out that how inquisitive you are. You want to find out various information, latest trends in the market. They want to find out about that. Which areas in IT interest you? Now, this question should be related again to the job analysis, job description, what they are looking for. If they are looking for design engineer, if they are looking for help desk person, then your answer should be related to the help desk. If they are looking for language or software developer or DBMS, database development, then your answer should be as per that. So basis the job analysis, you should be answering this question. Describe any projects, assignments executed. So you can talk about various assignments, because in your engineering or in your MCA also you must have submitted certain projects or assessment. You should talk about the successful project that you have submitted, what were your learnings from that, and it should be brief and a comprehensive kind of an answer. Describe critical situation you have handled in your previous job. Now again, it is related to experience. Have you ever managed team of IT engineers? So if you have prior experience prior to your BE for 1 year, or during your BE, if you have worked anywhere, your college had given you permission to work, like many colleges are giving for 5 to 6 months internship, and at the same time MCA also, after BCA also you may join some job. So here the question would be related to that. How will you explain technical concept to a non-technical person? Very important question. So how you would be explaining, say you are at help desk, okay, and an American client logs in and he says that I'm not able to switch on my camera. Okay, he is a layman, he doesn't understand IT terminologies. How will you explain why his camera is not working, where he should click, which settings he should go, how he switches on the camera, or if his PowerPoint is not working? So that is all help desk question, or that is IT related question. Being a technical IT director also, when you become IT director, you may have to sit on in the management or on the board. There also you have to talk to the functional heads of various other departments who may not be technical. So how to handle a non-technical person, they want to understand. Describe how you prioritize when you're working against a deadline or a new project. Again, critical. How is your planning skill? How do you plan? What all you do when a project is given to you? Is it that you start working on the project, or you make a proper plan by what time you want, how many days you want, how many resources you need for it, what all languages will be involved? So planning, they're talking about the planning. We can go to the next slide. How do you ensure quality in your deliverables? They look for quality. In fact, not only companies, everything we look for quality. We are buying a product also from Amazon or Flipkart. We're looking for its quality. We are checking for its review. Similarly, they also look forward for quality in you because they want a good output. They're spending some kind of CTC on you. And they always look for, I'm just giving an example, please don't mind. If I'm giving you a CTC of 10 lakh rupees, I'll always expect 15 lakh work from you. Okay, so companies look forward for the people who have passion, who can deliver quality, and who can give more than the output. So, well, how will you ensure quality is another question. Can you describe the most innovative change initiated by you and how you implemented the change? Now they want to change. Now they want to check your change management, because right now they may put you in help desk. Tomorrow there can be IJP is internal job posting within the organization. So they may have internal job posting of, say, some IT engineer or some software engineer. Then being from that area and knowing that language, you may like to move from help desk to that particular role. So from that perspective, they want to understand your change management skill. Can you handle change? Okay, do you remain patient when you have to handle change, or you become aggressive, or you get anxiety? How do you handle the situation? So you can give certain change management case scenarios if you have related to your college, or maybe related to your institute, or in your family, wherever. What all developmental tools have you used? Okay, so this you should be having idea from technical front, and even you should have knowledge what is going on as a latest trend in the market in terms of the technical tools being used. How do you feel about agile? Can you explain its benefits and drawbacks? So being in agile is the need of an hour, right? So we should be we should be acrobatic, we should be understanding various things, and along with benefits and drawbacks of agility, you should be able to explain this question. Go to the next slide. Okay, these were certain technical questions. So like I said, answering the personality question also, certain things have to be kept in mind. Similarly, technical questions also, we have to keep certain things in mind when we are answering the technical question. We have to be thorough with our skills. We have to be very much thorough with the languages, developmental tools, or applications that we have learned. We have to be thorough with our theoretical things also, which become practical when we go for the job role. And especially read on the job specifications. They will be mentioning Python, C++, Java, all these languages they will be mentioning. And if you have done your core expertise in these, then you should be knowing at least the basic aspects of your, they may not go into depth, but yes, you should be knowing your basics of your technical skills. Be honest with all the answers. Do not bluff. They get to know, being the HR person for last 18 years, I could able to guess that the person is telling with honesty or the person is just making excuse. People will say, yes, I know this language. Okay, pertaining to that language, as soon as the question comes, people are not able to answer. So if you do not know, then please be honest. Tell, I do not know, but I know, I can learn this and I can implement it in your organization. I can learn from your organization. Read job description properly to understand areas which role looks for. Again, the same thing has come, which I have repeated in my 2 earlier slides as well. Job description is quite critical. You should be going as per the job role, as per the job description, job specification, and your entire framework of interview should be moving or revolving around that job description only. Support each answer with a case scenario. If you have examples, very good, because you would be able to tell the practical thing to them. Yes, you have experienced it. Okay, no harm in asking questions, but do not overdo it. For every question, yes, no need to do all these things. Okay, if you don't know anything, if you don't know that what he is asking for, don't answer. But yes, in the end, if you want to ask, sir, you asked me this question, so can you, if you don't mind, please, can you brief me about it, so that I get knowledge about it, and more I can read on internet or media sources. So that likewise you can tell about your inquisitiveness about that particular question. Research latest trends and technologies in the market. Again, it is getting repeated, so you can understand its importance. You may be asked to write on the whiteboard. Okay, nowadays certain things, it is no more online now, and even if it is online, they can share the whiteboard and you may be asked to write certain things. If it is an online interview, again they can call you in front and they can ask you, okay, write on the whiteboard, this is what we are looking for, so how would you describe it, can you draw the diagram about it. So you should not be feeling nervous, your hands should not be shaking, so be confident, keep practice, do practice of it at home. Please move to the next slide. Now, very critical. Okay, we have made our CV, we have done preparation for the interview, we stood before the mirror and practiced all the personality interview question, we practiced all the technical interview questions, but we don't know what they are looking forward for. So till we reach there, we don't know what the employers are looking for. So employers look for the people who have right attitude. Okay, technical skills can be taught, but attitude cannot be taught. You must be seeing various books are talking about attitude is 100%. All other things are 98%, 50%, 40%, but attitude makes it 100%. If you do addition of A, double T, their place in the alphabetical order, then you can find out attitude is 100%. So let's move here. What are the expectations from the employers? Soft skill. Your communication is the first. Okay, that is why I said everybody may not be having a very good accent or everybody may not be having good vocabulary, but be simple, be brief, and tell everything confidently. Soft skill doesn't mean that you should be having very good vocabulary, you should be using very very high-fi words and then only you will be able to clear interview. No, keep it short and simple. It's easy. It's easy to crack interview. So practice before the mirror, try talking to yourself, and try imagining, like being a soft skill trainer, try imagining everything, because professional language is English. So try imagining everything in your mind in English. If you're sitting somewhere, what would be your schedule for the day, that also imagine in English. Yeah, first I'll do this, then I'll go ahead with this, then I have to go there. So with this you can easily crack the interview, because first impression is with your language. Clear career goals. You should be clear what you want to do. If he asks you that where do you see yourself after 5 years, or where do you see yourself after 10 years, or right now where do you see yourself, so you should have clearly defined career goals. Right attitude. This I have already spoken. You should have right attitude. What does attitude comprise of? No bluffing, being honest, down to earth, subdued, understanding the situation, and then answering, your comfort level, your flexibility to work in any situation. All those personality questions were related to attitude only, because they make up the attitude. Display your growth mindset. So it should not be that, yes, I have joined as IT engineer after 20 years also, I want to remain an IT engineer. It is okay. That will run my family, I'll be able to, what will happen right now? I'm earning a CTC of 5 lakhs. Tomorrow I'll earn 15 lakhs. Okay, that's it. I don't want more. It's okay. Life has given me too much. No, you should have growth mindset. You should talk about certain aspirations that you want to achieve, not only on professional front, but on personal front, which may be related to your professional life. Okay, updated on current affairs. Now, how important it is? You are going as IT engineer and they will be asking you technical question. No, there can be interviewers who may be asking you certain questions which is related to general knowledge. They may ask you current affairs. Okay, how do you feel about it? Because they want to know how much cognizant and aware you are about what is happening in the market. Okay, it may be current affairs related to current affairs, or it may be related to the current affairs related to the technology. Adaptability, resilience. So all personality questions will be related to your adaptability, how comfortable, how flexible you are, how resilient you are. If you are in a certain situation, how you bounce back, that is resilience. And if you remember COVID times, each and every company, each and every hiring manager was talking about resilience. Resilience was the subject of discussion by various HR heads in various HR forums. So they look for the people who can adapt to the situation, who can come out of the situation, who are not feeling stressful. I understand we are human, certain aspects will be there, we will be sometimes down, but how to come back and bounce back is more important. Problem solving skills, especially in IT field, problem solving skills are very important. Volunteering and college achievement on extracurricular. So not only IT skills or technical skills, they look forward for people who are all rounders. So if you have some achievements or that you want to share, you can surely share. Internship, where you have done internship. If you have done internship in a good company, that means you have got a good, exposure. You have worked under good mentors, and you have handled good project, so that also adds on to your CV. So please add it to your CV, and when you are given an opportunity, please speak about it to the interviewer. IT certifications done, if any. So after your MCA, if you've done some courses with, like, we are sitting in the Ethnus platform, so you must have done some certifications and courses. So do mention that. And last is the cultural fit, which is the most important. It is not that cultural fit is something that you should be able to adjust in their culture. If you have, if you have subdued attitude, you are having in all the necessary skill set and qualification, your projects are speaking, you have done internship in the good organization, they feel yes, you can adjust to their culture. If you are very hi-fi and the company is very small, you may not be able to adjust there. Or if company is very big and you cannot adapt, so adaptability and resilience questions would be again related to the cultural fit. We can move to the next slide. So I would say that you have cracked the interview. I'm not saying you have cleared the interview because it'll take time. You have to go through certain things, and I'm sure each one of you would get a very good job. But after the interview, what should be our approach? So, post interview, they will ask you, do you have any questions? 50% of the hiring managers do ask this question because they want to find out what is running in your mind. And if you have question genuinely, then only ask. Don't make unnecessary question. If they have already introduced the company, they have told you who is the owner of the company, or the company is based out of US or Germany, or again you are asking where is the company based out of, then it doesn't make any sense. So please ask genuine and relevant questions related to the job profile or anything popping up in your mind in terms of your success in the organization. Where do you see yourself in the organization after 5 years? What kind of job opportunities or learning opportunities or trainings company gives for your development? Those kinds of questions you can ask them. Always, once your interview is over, please either send a thank you note. If it is online interview, it's always advisable to send them a mail back stating that yes, thank you for the opportunity given, would wait for your feedback. Or if it is one-to-one interview, you can surely thank them, thanks for the opportunity, and would look forward for the feedback. Or if you would like to share my feedback right now, what should I improve, please do share. Be prepared with 2 to 3 references. Like I said, positive attitude is the key to success. So you have cleared the interview. Please keep it in your mind, and I'm sure you will get selected. So please keep 2 to 3 references. So this is HR related. People will ask for 2 to 3 good references of the people under whom you have worked. Like if you have done some internship, your project guide was there, so keep his number ready. Keep him informed you are giving an interview, and you may get a reference call from there, because nowadays 100% companies are doing background verification. And if background verification, even a single thing comes out as fake, they will drop your candidature. So never do anything which is dishonest. Always furnish right documents. Always have good references. And if they are asking you related to the interview that yes, we are impressed with your candidature and we would like, we would like to see some of your assessment or assignment. So we would like to give you a small project. Okay, this is the project. These are the essential details of the project, and we look forward for this project, say in 2 days. So make sure that you are completing the project in 2 days or before 2 days and send them in time. They always look for quality work. So if your project talks about quality, do research and then make a project. Don't submit it just as a casual, okay, fine, it's a formality. No, nothing is formality, because each and everything is counting. Your personality is counting, your technical aspect is counting, your quality of work is counting, how you behaved in the interview is counting, your body language is counting, each and everything is getting counted. Be honest in your documentation and work. Like I always said, please keep your background verification clean, all documentation clean. And many companies may not get back to you through a telephone. They may write back to you that you have cleared the first round of interview, and you are expected for the second round of interview on such and such date at this and this time. If you are not checking your mails regularly, you'll miss something out of it. Yeah, so please keep checking your mails regularly. There is no harm in approaching the person who has scheduled your interview to find out what happened, and always go for the feedback. Yes, Sushma, we can move. So guys, I'm through with my presentation. I wanted to give 15-20 minutes for the Q&A, so that if you have any queries, being freshers, so many questions are boggling in your mind. So I'm here to answer all the questions.
Yes, my dear learners, do we have questions? I think it was very extensive, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Uh,
Sushma. Thanks for
you
the opportunity. First of all, it's
kind of
always good
covered it.
to, if you are able to guide somebody, you feel very good from inside. So it's not always about coming to these platforms just casually coming, but you feel contented. So you can ask any questions related to the interview or whatever points I have mentioned, if you have doubts on anything.
I think we have one question from Kaif, who's
Sure.
asking you about LinkedIn GitHub building.
LinkedIn GitHub building. Okay.
Yeah.
So see, you have to be very clear what you're talking about, your profile on LinkedIn. What do you want to know about this question? Can you explain? Can you speak?
Profile. He says profile.
Okay. So like I said, it's crucial that your LinkedIn network should be good. Okay. It's always good you have more than 500 plus network connections. You should be posting. If you are writing blogs related to your technical things, it adds on to your LinkedIn profile. So write blogs on LinkedIn, share useful information with the network, and make good network in terms of certain IT heads or IT engineers working for good companies. So make sure that you are following the technologically related websites. You are making a network wherein all the big shots in terms of knowledgeable people are there, and also make sure that you are writing blogs. This is what I can say. It makes your LinkedIn profile more impressive.
So we have another question by Dhananjay, who says that in case there's a career gap, so he says in case you have to complete your degree in 3 years, but then somebody takes 5 years to complete the degree, how do you answer those kind of questions?
It's perfectly fine. If you have that technical skill set what hiring manager looks for, okay. Just I'll give you an example. I'm myself an engineer. I did my BE from Kurukshetra University in 2004. I completed it. After 2004 there was a lot of recession. Okay. At that time, out of our college, you'll say 150 students were there. Okay. Not even 50 got job. They had dropped. At the same time, out of these 150, there were around 30 students who, flunked in one or two papers, and they cleared after 1 year. Okay. They are getting better salary than Rashmi right now and sitting in US. So don't underestimate yourself. You can be a superstar. Okay. Superstar in terms of your career. in terms of your professional world, in terms of your professional life. So don't go by it. Just focus. Whatever has happened. Now focus on gaining the technical knowledge. Now focus on creating your good LinkedIn profile. Now go and attend uh, maximum webinars. Go and attend and join some forums. In terms of, like, I can give you, I don't know about technical front, but yes, in terms of HR, we are members of NHRD. There is Indian Confederation. So many organizations are there. So if you will be part of those forums, you can go and attend and gain knowledge, because there the IT heads or HR heads may be joining. They may be sharing the latest trends that are going on in the industry. So now upgrade yourself. Don't go on the past.
Rahil has asked a question, which is, how does the interviewer judge confidence in us? On what basis do they judge your confidence?
So confidence is not something which will be, written on your face. CONFIDENCE. Confidence is how you are answering questions, how much you know, what are you clear on your goals, certain defined goals you have, certain things you are quite clear. You don't want to compromise on certain things. They may ask you similar question three times in different ways. They want to find out whether your answer remains same or not. Okay, so that is confidence. Confidence will not be written on the face.
Vishnuvardhan has a question wherein he asks you, how do you search jobs in different kinds of jobs on LinkedIn?
How to search jobs in different kinds of job?
That's his question.
I didn't get you, Vishnu. You mean related to your role, how to search jobs?
Vishnu, can you please elaborate that? Different roles, he means to say.
Okay, okay. So, but you want to go into different roles? That is why I said you should have a clear goal. What do you want to do? Because IT also have different segments. There can be software, there can be hardware, there can be some application, there can be computing, there can be database management. So you want to apply for all the roles? No, that means you are not clear which area you want to focus on, which area you want to go in. So please be clear what you want to do. And my suggestion would be, go on focused one or two roles only. Like, I can give example from the terms of my field. Like in HR, I don't want to go only for talent acquisition. I don't want to only go for learning and development. I want to go as a generalist, or I want to only go as performance management specialist. So I'm quite clear. I don't want to go into five fields, because if you put your feet in two boats, you are nowhere. So please be clear what you want to do in life. Be focused, well planned only to that particular role and that particular career. This is my suggestion.
So Kaif has a question wherein he says, how to get an open source contribution.
Mm, Again, I have not understood the question. What he wants to know. Open source contribution means it's related to technology. You're talking about the open source role.
Till they get back with that, do we have any other questions?
I can see one more warehousing side.
I think
Again,
Vishnuvardhan has answered when he said different roles. I think he
okay.
meant to say warehousing kind of roles.
Okay, so if you're looking for warehousing IT related roles, then you should look forward for companies like Amazon, Flipkart. You should look forward for supply chain management companies, because they will have IT related role in warehousing, and it's a beautiful role, because I have worked in supply chain, and I know it gives a very good exposure to the IT people when you are working for the warehousing.
Okay, I don't see any more questions coming up. In case you do have some questions, you can write to us at a later point of time. We promise to answer your questions to the best of our ability. Rashmi ma'am, heartfelt gratitude and thank you for today's session. Learners, I think the session was in depth from scratch, from what you are supposed to do before you enter an interview or before you go into an interview to how and what you should do at the end of your interview. I think Rashmi has taken us through the entire process, ABCD. It's that way. She's given us every key point, every tip that we might require to ace our interview, whether it is your communication skills, whether the way you present yourself, the way you groom, the fact that you need to be there on time, you need to understand about the organization, your JD, to know that by the back of your hand, to know things about the organization. I think she's taken us through every vertical in depth. So I don't think so you should have any doubts as to how to manage a HR interview. She's covered it all. Rashmi ma'am, once again, thank you.
Thank you
Your
so much.
experience in the field definitely shows by the way you have conducted today's session. Heartfelt gratitude once again from our learners, from Ethnus, and from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you.